Level 1. The curious child. You watch the bright lights of San Francisco flicker across the dark water. A quiet feeling grows as you hold a pencil in your small hand. Your parents provide silence and expectations in a very small and tidy home. You handle the rough paper with your tiny and very steady stick. Fingers. The sound of graphite scratching on a page is your only true friend. You watch the people walk past without ever seeing your young blank face. A silent detachment forms while you capture their features on your white paper. You learn to hide your inner world behind a cute and innocent smile. The weight of the charcoal feels balanced in your young and steady hand. You notice how lines can define a person and their every single movement. Other children seem loud and very chaotic in their simple games outside now. You prefer the stillness of your bedroom where the light is very dim. A desire for control begins to take root in your very quiet mind. The ritual of drawing provides a rhythm that you alone truly understand now. A dark curiosity about the permanence of your art starts to consume you now. Level 2. The isolated teenager. The high school hallways are a blur of faces you do not know. You walk alone, feeling the weight of the sketchpad in your small bag. The structure of art class provides a cover for your cold internal world. You feel the smooth texture of the ink pen under your stubby fingers. The target is a simple classmate who sits in the very front row. You watch the teacher talk, but you never share your own private thoughts. A map of the city becomes a grid for your future careful night walks. You feel the physical weight of the pencil case in your right pocket. The distance from school to the park is exactly 1 mile due west. You observe how people trust a quiet boy with a sketchbook and smile. Your heart rate remains low while you draw the most difficult human features. You start to collect small details that no one will ever notice now. The feeling of being invisible in a crowd gives you a new power now. You plan your sketches with the logic of a machine in the dark. The urge to draw a real subject in a private place grows daily. Level 3. The student of death. You study the human anatomy in the dim light of the public library. The smell of old paper and dust fills your nose during long nights. You study the techniques of portraiture to ensure your own total artistic safety. The physical sensation of blending the charcoal feels productive and very calm now. You learn to monitor the nightclubs for patterns of their regular busy patrons. The sound of disco music from a distance is a comfort to you. You practice rapid sketching for many hours alone in your small, quiet room. The texture of the drawing board is smooth and very cold and hard. You calculate the time it takes for a person to trust your talent. Your room is a workshop where you prepare your specialized mental kits now. You store the sketches in your mind and seal them with thick silence. The weight of the knife in your pocket is a secret you keep. You walk toward the beach and map the terrain with your sharp eyes. The line between art and the act is now thin and very weak. You are ready to meet your first subject in the dark, damp city. Level 4. The stalker. You travel to the Castro District to find a location you know well. The anonymity of the night provides a shield for your quiet artistic movements. You watch a crowded bar from behind the thick and dark city shadows. The distance to the entrance is over 50 feet from your dark spot. You observe the young men walking toward the music in the late light. Your breathing is slow as you check the charcoal in your small hand. The cool city air carries the scent of salt and wet street pavement. You follow them at a distance, making no sound on the hard sidewalk. The weight of the sketchpad on your lap is a comforting heavy presence. You visualize the exact moment when you will make your first bold move. Their laughter echoes through the air, but they do not hear your steps. You have studied their routine for 2 days from the shadows of corners. The feeling of being a creator is a quiet rush of pure blood. You check your watch and note it is exactly midnight in the city. The opportunity is perfect, and you prepare to step into the white light. Level 5. The novice killer. The handle of the knife is cold against your palm. As you wait, resistance is a physical sensation that you overcome with your intense mental focus. You feel the heat of the nightclub air against your skin. For today, the sound of the sketch being torn is muffled by the heavy night. You count the seconds, while the movements become slow and then stop entirely. The smell of copper and salt fills the small space around the dunes. Your muscles burn from the exertion of the act in the quiet sand. You move the weight toward the water that you watched 3 hours ago. The sand falls onto the dark ground with a dull and heavy thud. You feel a sense of completion as the ground becomes flat and level. Your hands do not shake as you clean the tools with careful precision. The night is peaceful while you listen to the waves on the beach. You stop at a street lamp and look at your messy red hands. The reflection in the window shows a man who looks completely normal now. You have crossed the line and the hunger is finally satisfied for now. Level 6. The Predator. You establish a successful routine to fund your secret long-distance city travels. The sketches you leave are never tracked by the police or the public. You fly between bars and walk 1,000 miles through the fog today. The kill orders are waiting in the air of different dark city regions. You draw a face in the sand while the moon is high above. The items inside your pocket are ready for your next planned ritual act. You select a quiet park in a wealthy part of the big town. The subject is alone, and the path is open for your artistic reach. You feel the rough paper of the pad under your gloved left hand. The plan moves forward with the efficiency of a well-oiled metal machine. You use their own vanity to send a message to the busy world. The logic of your crime is built on the absence of any motive. You watch the news, but they have no idea who is responsible now. The distance between the events makes a pattern impossible for them to see. You are a ghost, moving through the heart of the vast city landscape. Level 7. The Collector. You keep the finished sketches in a hidden box beneath your bedroom floor. The images are a record of your power over the weekend. Dying, you revisit the scenes of your crimes in your detailed and cold mind. The weight of the portraits you took is a heavy and secret burden. You study the faces in the missing person posters with a quiet smile. The media calls you Doodler, but you are just a very careful man. You feel the texture of the paper you took from the young man. The date is written on a small piece of paper in your pocket. You use the bus in a different district to confuse the digital trail. The thrill of the sketch is a secondary rush to your main work. You watch the fear on the screen go up with every single murder. Your collection of faces grows larger with every year that passes by now. The world is a playground where you set the rules for the game. You feel a sense of ownership over the lives you have ended today. One single slip will change everything, but you feel very safe and strong. Level 8. The Media Phantom. The news reports start to link the cases together. In a vague way, you sit in your room and watch the screen with total clinical calm. The police create a sketch that does not look like you at all. You laugh at their theories about your age and your social background now. The cooling off period is a choice that you make with great discipline. You focus on your art and your life like a normal quiet man. The duality of your life is a masterpiece of perfect and calculated acting. You feel the warmth of the sun while you draw in the park. The secret in your chest is a cold stone that never melts away. You plan a trip to a new territory where the victims are found. The air in the bay is sharp and bites at your red face. You drive through the fog while the engine hums a low steady tune. The police are looking for a local man with a dark history out. You are a stranger in a crowded bar with a plan for tonight. One small mistake in a witness room is the start of the end. Level 9. The cross-country killer. The flashing blue lights appear in your rear view mirror on the road. You pull over and wait for the officer to approach your driver's side. The smell of the car is clean and hides your inner sudden dread. He asks for your name and you give it with a steady hand. The search of the bag reveals the sketches you could not hide fast. You feel the cold steel of the handcuffs for the very first time. The transition from free man to prisoner is a sudden and sharp shock. You sit in the back of the patrol car and watch the street. The investigators arrive and start to ask about the missing young men. Now, you realize that the witness in the hospital was your only real error. The weight of the evidence is building like a wall around your body. You offer to talk, but only if they give you a special deal. The interrogation room is small and the air is very still and dry. You start to tell the stories of The faces drawn in the dirt, the scale of your work is revealed to the shocked and quiet world. Level 10. The untouchable. You sit in the prison cell and write a long letter. To him, the walls are grey, and the light is always on above your head. You feel the scratch of the pen against the thin white paper today. The guards watch you through the small window in the heavy steel door. You have a secret plan that you do not share with the lawyers. The sound of the lock turning is the rhythm of your new life. You hide a small sketch under the mattress of your small bed today. The sensation of the sharp pencil against your skin is a final control. You do not want the state to decide how your story will end. The silence of the night is a blanket that covers your final thoughts. You feel the life leave your body as the room becomes very dark. The end is a physical fact that you accept with a quiet mind. You are finally untouchable because they can no longer reach your cold soul. The news will report your death, but they will never find your identity. The mystery of your sketches remains buried in the heart of the city.
You just watched someone lose everything they were. But there's a subject whose story starts even darker. No childhood, no normal, just the pattern. Watch what that looks like.